I got two stories that I want to go over for this video, and I wanted to start with Avatar: The Way of Water, the sequel to Avatar, which came out a very long time ago, but it's one of the biggest movies ever made. Made a ton of money. Now they've got this one coming out, and it's projected to open at 150 through 175 million, probably domestic, which is pretty awful when you consider that, according to the man himself, Avatar needs to make about $2 billion to make money. It needs to be, and I quote, one of the third or fourth highest grossing films in history to even think about returning a profit on the film. That's the threshold. That's your just break even. To just break even, this movie has to be the third or fourth highest grossing film in history, which of course gives this movie now the potential to be one of the biggest box office busts of all time. This movie could be a huge box office bust because it didn't make $2 billion. It's insane. Who the hell approved this? Because while I think it can make money, I don't know if it's going to make $2 billion. I am very, very curious on how this movie performs at the box office. I don't have anything against this movie. I want to be clear. I don't like the first movie. I do think it's overrated, but I recognize that there are people out there that love this movie. They re-released it recently, and it still made like $300,000. The first one they re-released. And I think that that's pretty crazy, considering, you could just watch it at home. People were willing to go see this movie in the theaters again. So I'm curious to how it will perform. Like, is the hype really there? Because it doesn't feel like there's any hype for it. Maybe people are just excited and they're not saying anything. I don't know. But this movie could go either way. It could easily become third or fourth highest film of all time. I think the audience is there for this movie, but it could also go the other way and be a gigantic bust. Both are possible. But I'll be watching this box office very closely because I want to know if this thing makes its money back, especially now that they've pretty much came out and said that, marketing and budget and all that and the way things have gone for this movie, James Cameron himself says it needs to make $2 billion to be profitable, just to break even. So, we'll see. We shall see. Now, the big thing that I want to talk about is the cancellation, or at least the continued persecution of Letitia Wright. She plays Shuri in Black Panther, and she has got people butthurt about things that she said years ago. 2 years ago, she came out with some hot takes about the vaccine and stuff like that. And they really went after her. Don Cheadle came out and attacked her. It's funny. All these outlets talk about celebrating diversity, and they want strong, independent black women. But they don't want strong, independent black women that speak their own mind and walk against the narrative. I've noticed that. I noticed that a while ago. It's funny. She came out and said a couple of things, and then she apologized for it, by the way, walked it back, and they're still going after her. Well, she's had enough of it. She came out and blasted Hollywood Reporter, pretty much called them pieces of shit for making her life miserable, and put them on blast. I want to go through it. Letitia Wright is through with apologies. So they point out here that she had a position on the COOF and what people were saying you need to do to take care of it. And I'm not here to talk about what you should or shouldn't do with that. What I want to focus on is the fact that she had an opinion and went against the establishment opinion, the opinion that all of the news sites pushed. They decided they were going to go after her. And now she's got this successful movie, Black Panther 2, making tons of money. And they're going to try to go after her again. It just shows you the nastiness of these outlets, number one. The reason they're doing this is because Oscar season is coming. And you know damn well they're going to nominate Black Panther 2 for some Oscars. But they don't want her getting nominated, so they wrote an article about how personal baggage will impact Oscar chances. Oh, don't give Letitia an Oscar because she had an opinion that didn't go with ours. For real. They compared her to Brad Pitt and Will Smith. Now, everything with Brad Pitt, alleged. As far as him being any kind of domestic abuser, and they put that in there, alleged abuser Brad Pitt. Will Smith, though, went insane, slapped and assaulted Chris Rock on the Oscar stage. And they're comparing her to them. And she didn't like that. So she said, I had to unblock at The Hollywood Reporter just to post this. Scott Feinberg and all at this publication, you are incredibly disrespectful. How dare you? You mentioned my name alongside men who have been accused of abuse and sexual misconduct. I've remained silent as the world told me to kill myself 2 years ago for a video I posted and apologized for. The Death on the Nile star added, I'd kept my head down and focused on my craft, and now I'm at the other side of it. Here you are, as a so-called journalist we are meant to trust, putting my name into this nasty article for what? She continued, at this point, a personal vendetta towards me. I've done nothing wrong but respectfully refuse to do your interviews with this publication. Stop your nonsense. I apologized 2 years ago. I agree. She should have never apologized, first off. But I think I encouraged all celebrities to get off social media and go do your own, and, stop saying things on social media. A lot of them make fools of themselves. But she stopped talking about it. She apologized, and they're still going after her. It just shows you these people. Journalists are some of the nastiest people. These mainstream journalists, let's put it that way, some of the nastiest, most destructive people on earth. This woman hasn't done anything in 2 years, and they're still trying to talk about her in a negative light. There was another article like this too, by the way, about her talking about this 2 years ago, saying, "Oh, the movie's a hit, but don't forget about this," trying to drag her name through the mud. She continues, you lied and said I continued talking about it with my cast and crew on the set. That was not true. Ask my producer and director. I remember that. They were trying to say that she was talking about her beliefs on the set, which was not true. The film was successful. Your agenda towards me is now even more clear. I won't remain silent. Stop your disgusting behavior, Wright concluded on Monday's rebuke. And then Moody comes out and said, well, we're not trying to hurt her. Yes, you are. You're trying to destroy the woman's career because she dared to have a different opinion than what you're supposed to have. It just shows you. They don't want you stepping out of line in Hollywood. And they'll never forget it if you do. Never. And then you've got good little Hollywood minions like Don Cheadle. Remember, he came out and attacked her and wanted her gone? Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.